piece is called America Loves Me. For as long as I can remember, I have been taught that I cannot bring my full self into this world because I might not make it back home to the America that loves me. And when I say that, it implies that I'm talking about the rest of the world, but my reality is there are two Americas that I must learn to exist in. One America that I must learn to navigate and survive in order to make it back home to the America that looks like me, that sees me, that respects me, that loves me, that protects me from the America that I have to learn to survive in. I have learned to code switch before I even knew who I was. Do you know how hard it is for a child to learn that they must be one way out in this world and one way at home, or they might not make it back home to the America that loves them? You see, for me, code switching isn't about being professional. Code switching for me is about survival. It's a survival technique that has been passed down from generations to generations to generations of my bloodline to remind me that I live in two Americas. It was difficult for me to understand as a child that I did not have the complexion for the protection until I found myself being called a nigger for the first time I did something that did not make them happy. I was 7 on a soccer field, and my coach did not save me. My dad was the one to walk onto the field and remove me off the field because one of the parents called me a nigger. Hard R, no love, no respect there. They took their anger out on a child. No, wait, hold up. They did not take their anger out on a child. Let's call a thing a thing. They let their racist flag fly, and they were very comfortable doing it in front of so many people that let my dad know that I was not in an environment that I could thrive in. So he removed me from that environment and took me back home to the America that loves me. So when my employer tells me that they have an environment where I can bring my full self to work, I find it hard to believe because I have been conditioned that I cannot bring my full self in this world because I might not make it back home to the America that loves me. I have a hard time bringing my full self to the doctors. I have a hard time bringing my full self to call the police when I need their help. I have a hard time speaking up and being assertive because when I bring my full self and use the tone that I need in order to get my point across, I am judged. These are all things that can keep me from making it home to the America that loves me. I have been dealing with racism since before I could spell shit. I've been dealing with racism since before I could speak. Yet you're telling me that in this office building, I can bring my full self to work. Please. Tell me how. Please tell me how I can bring my full self to work in a building where people have been hired from the world that does not allow me to bring my full self there because I might not make it back home to the America that loves me. Help me understand how in your office building I am not judged for my tone when I'm still being judged for my tone in this world. Help me understand how in your office building that I am not deemed to be threatening when I am threatening in this world. Matter of fact, help me understand how in this office building I can be seen when I am not seen in this world. Help me understand how in your office building that I can be heard when I am not heard in this world. Because if I was heard in this world will understand that I have been screaming for centuries, that I have been here for centuries, that I have been valuable for centuries. I live in a world, my history is being erased. I live in a world they much rather erase my contributions in this world than to make your kids feel uncomfortable about learning about my contributions in this world. They're removing the word slavery from the books as if it wasn't an American thing because it makes people feel uncomfortable. Then telling me that I should feel comfortable enough to your presence to bring my full self to work when I might not make it back home to the America that loves me. This world has been showing me consistently that it does not think that I need to exist in your spaces, yet you're telling me that I should be safe in your office when I'm not safe in this world. My husband, do you hear me when I say my husband cannot run through the neighborhoods without being chased? I am afraid that every time he leaves our America that loves us, that he will be hunted. I worry about the skin that my babies wear because no matter the shade of brown, they look threatening to you. My image is looked at as unprofessional because my kinks and coils do not fit in your social norms. Yet, here you are telling me that I can bring my full self into this office building when I cannot bring my full self into this world. So help me understand, what are you doing so differently in this building that makes it safe for me to exist here? That makes it safe for me to be seen here? That makes it safe for me to thrive here? What are you doing so differently in this office building that they are not doing in this world because my colleagues are from the world that I had to learn to survive in so I can make it back home to the America that loves me. Help me understand. I am begging you to help me understand. I am pleading for you to help me understand. Until then, I will gladly and safely bring the version of me that will always make it back home to the America that loves me. Thank you.